Hello, Mandelians. I said we were going to look at how the messages in our informational table relate to theories people use to explain the Mandela Effect, and we are. But before we get into that, we've got to talk a little more about this table and these movies. Whatever you think and whatever you believe, and however you want to explain the Mandela Effect, that's all fine by me. But can you do this? Can you look at what I've just shown you, at what is now right in front of your face, and open your mind to the fact that this comes from the power behind the Mandela Effect to you? I mean, do you think it's all a big coincidence? Do you think that a bunch of us got together and had a big secret convention where we all decided what things we would say are Mandela effects so we could create this elaborate puzzle to deceive people? You'd be mad to believe that. See, I'm not telling you to believe what the Mandela Effect is telling you. Nope. But I really hope you can see that it is telling you something. This is one of the reasons the Mandela Effect exists, to create this puzzle, to create this communication, and it is for all of us. And you'll see there's much more to it than what I have shown you here. There's a lot of meaning in these movies we have analyzed, but each individual change that has been made to our world has meaning too. For example, the restaurant Chick-fil-A is at the center of a very widely discussed Mandela Effect. A large number of people remember the name of the restaurant being Chick-fil-A without the K. What does this Mandela Effect mean? What is it about Chick-fil-A that made it a target for the Mandela Effect? It requires a little research and an informed perspective. We have to make sure we are looking at things in the right way to see the meaning behind something like this. Right now, we see that a couple special movies, I call them message movies, are telling us that history is fake. With this added to our knowledge, will we be able to see why Chick-fil-A is a Mandela Effect? Here's what I found when I researched this yummy chicken chain. The San Francisco advertising agency Eric and Coleman worked with Chick-fil-A on a series of television commercials that came out in 2016. These commercials featured actors portraying several different historic characters such as Amelia Earhart, Michelangelo, and others. The interesting thing is that these commercials are far from being a history lesson. Here's the rundown. Amelia Earhart takes a selfie with a cell phone while flying her plane. Beethoven sings a song about how Chick-fil-A is the best thing he's ever had. Alexander Graham Bell says LOL, and SMH, Susan B. Anthony, asks for change for a silver dollar. This isn't real history. This is fake history. And that is the message here. The meaning of the Chick-fil-A Mandela Effect is history is fake. That's the same thing we saw in Forrest Gump and the Da Vinci Code. These things are connected. Speaking of connections, here is another observation about these Chick-fil-A commercials. One of the commercials in this series features Michelangelo painting a self-portrait on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. That's fake history, but it is interesting for another reason too. Remember the Mandela Effect for Michelangelo's The Creation of Adam? The Creation of Adam is on the Sistine Chapel ceiling, just like the self-portrait we see Michelangelo painting in a Chick-fil-A commercial. That's one more example of how all of this connects together. There are layers and layers to what we are seeing, and it goes deep. There's a lot of interconnectedness between these things that have been touched by the Mandela Effect. I call this the web-like nature of the Mandela Effect. Here is some more of it. There are additional connections that exist between the 8 Mandela Message movies we analyzed. In Forrest Gump, Lieutenant Dan taunts God while he is on a boat that is being tossed by a storm. And in The Truman Show, Truman taunts Christoph, the god of his fake world, again, while he is on a boat that is being tossed by a storm. In The Wizard of Oz, we hear Oz say, "Who are you?" repeatedly. In Alice in Wonderland, we hear the caterpillar ask, "Who are you?" repeatedly. In The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy says, "There's no place like home." In How the Grinch Stole Christmas, we hear the phrase, "There is no place like Whoville." In the Da Vinci Code, the main character deciphers anagrams. The title of the movie, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, is an anagram for The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. This latter title is what the movie was called before the Mandela Effect changed it. Side note, there are more anagrams out there. In the movie Forrest Gump, we hear a song that was changed by the Mandela Effect. It's Break On Through by the Doors. Doors. In Alice in Wonderland, there's a succession of doors, one after another, and each one is smaller than the one before it. Alice has to pass through these doors to get to the small door with the talking doorknob. In How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Grinch's door has a small door built into it. Leaving these message movies and looping back to Chick-fil-A, we find another connection to small doors. The original Chick-fil-A restaurant is called the Dwarf House. It has a secondary entrance, which is a small door. Inside the Dwarf House is a motorized display of the 7 dwarves. You are probably familiar with the way the Mandela Effect changed Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. Magic mirror on the wall. Did you know that the name of the movie changed to Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs? In the movie, the famous song the dwarfs sing? Hi ho, right? Remember the Lone Ranger Mandela Effect? People remember him saying hi ho silver, but it is now hi yo silver. These connections go on and on. What do you think? This is all coincidental? There are 32 Mandela Message movies in my collection, so there is a lot more to discover and learn. But in the next string of videos, we will get to this matter of how the Mandela Effect is achieved. That's right, we are going to discuss theory. We need the right theory. How could it be possible for the Mandela Effect to happen, and what does it say about our world? We are going to use observable facts, the messages the Mandela Effect is communicating to us, and good old-fashioned logic. Oh, logic, how I love thee. Wilt thou take my hand in marriage? Okay, scratch that. But we have to settle on a theory before we can go any further. We can't just shrug our shoulders and keep referring back to theories that conflict with the observable facts we see playing out in our world. See you next week.